Welcome to the COMC Community Spotlight Show. It's, of course, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. And we have got Ray Lee with us, publisher of Speedboat magazine and Shootout Hall of Famer. Thank you, sir, for coming by.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
Appreciate it. A legend in the field of water sports, speedboats, all of that good stuff. It's taken a few years, but now all of these accolades are starting to come your way, and you're kind of becoming a legend and stuff. How is that feeling?
You know, I'm not comfortable with that moniker because I know who the legends are, and I cover the legends.
Yep.
So it's weird, you know, to be having that on me, but it's pretty amazing. Like I was saying earlier, it's surreal. I don't believe I'm here.
Yeah.
And insanely honored.
Yeah. It's funny, all those hours and hours and hours of work alone, a lot of times, you know, late at night when you're putting the magazine together and this and that, and you never really think, hey, you know, this is going to pay off someday. I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame, man. You know.
Yeah, honestly, you know, years ago when we first started coming here, I never would have dreamt that this was even a possibility.
Yeah.
My job was just to give the spotlight to the legends, to the Hall of Fame inductees, and that's mainly what I focused on.
Yeah.
And so I really have to pinch myself to think that I'm amongst them now.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
so tell us about Speedboat magazine. What do you guys do? What is that all about?
Yeah, so we are pretty much the only regularly published magazine, print, hard copy that goes to your mailbox, shows up on newsstands, at your local bookstores. And we produce 9 issues a year, high quality issues, and we run consecutively from March through September. And we travel the country and covering all the hottest events like the Ozarks Shootout, boat shows, races, and everything else. And you can subscribe at speedboat.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's so easy to remember.
Right.
Speedboat.com, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there you go. As a publisher, what do you do? What's your job?
My job is to oversee everything, all the moving parts to the magazine. So, you know, I have my team, and which I have to mention that I couldn't have been here without the team that we've had over the years. They're just top notch. I love working with them, which is, you know, kind of fuels my passion to keep doing it. And so anyway, I oversee our stable of photographers, videographers, you know, approve and review the images that we run in the magazine, review the copy that we put within the features, and then just put the book together along with my editor, Brett Bain, my art director, Gail Inslee, and of course, my partner, Chris Davidson.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So you kind of have that overview job, make sure everything's flowing and fitting and working and stuff like that. It's better than having to do everything yourself, which you probably did at one point.
Yeah, I mean, there's always, you know, teamwork that puts together. But yeah, I have done a lot of it. But it's nice to have, you know, different people helping out all to, you know, for the one goal of putting out a good quality
What's your
product.
favorite part of the job? What do you love the most?
The people.
Yeah.
You know, the community is so tight. You know, every time we go to an event, it's like a little reunion every time you see everybody, right? So the people are great. That's what makes it so fun to cover this industry and this world of high performance boating, and the camaraderie that you get from event to event, from you know, location to location. It's awesome.
What's the hardest part?
The deadlines.
Yeah.
The deadlines are always hard, you know, whether it be getting the ads in on time, making sure the creative is good, all the copy is correct and for the most part mistake-free. That's the toughest part.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you grew up in California inland.
Right.
How did you get into speedboats?
So it was, you know, my Uncle Jim, back when we were younger, would take us out to the Parker Strip, which is the Colorado River in Arizona. And just kind of learned how to water ski there and you know, enjoyed the boats. It was nothing fancy. It was I think it was like an 18-foot beach craft back then, but we learned how to ski on it, and it was cool. And then my buddy Brandon Proctor, his parents had a house in Lake Havasu, and for some unknown reason, his parents would let us use the house and their bayliner. Just the kids, unchaperoned, unsupervised by parents, and that's when I fell in love with boating, and then it just grew from there. Just seeing all the awesome hot boats on the water.
Probably a miracle from God you survived that.
Amen.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy. And, it's funny because, we're young kids and not very familiar with boating and stuff. And so probably every 2 to 3 trips, we'd have to stop by the local prop shop to get the propeller fixed from hitting stuff that we didn't know we could hit.
Yeah, didn't know it was down there. Sorry.
Right, exactly.
I hear you're a big music fan. You're a big music guy.
Love music, yeah.
What kind of music do you like?
So I grew up listening to and loving Elvis Presley, which still kind of
you kind of got that Elvis look to you, right?
And then since then, just kind of everything about music. A lot of my friends are professional musicians,
Really?
and everything about it. Always got to have music on. My fiance and I, when we're getting ready in the morning, we always have the music on playing through the house. And even when we left the condo now, I had to have music on because it's too quiet.
Yeah, right. It's like like a movie. What's a movie without music?
Exactly.
Right?
Soundtrack
life
of your
is
life.
a movie.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right. Elvis, you do kind of have that
Thank you.
Elvis
Thank you
thing
very much.
going for you, right? He didn't really die. He's right here. So we're talking with Ray Lee. He's the editor of Speedboat magazine, and again, a legend in the field, now a Shootout Hall of Famer. We'll talk about what it means to go into the Shootout Hall of Fame with Ray when we come back on the COMC Community Spotlight Show. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic and 2 pediatricians with same-day appointments available. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone with 5 primary care locations conveniently located across the Ozarks. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals, parades, aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the Shootout. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV. Welcome back to the COMC Community Spotlight Show. We've got a Hall of Famer with us. It's Ray Lee. He is the publisher of Speedboat magazine. So you are now a Shootout Hall of Famer. How did you get the news that you were going into the Hall of Fame?
So that's a very cool story. So every year back in our side of the country in Lake Havasu City, in April, they have a big poker run called Desert Storm. And so my previous Hall of Famers, Bob Teague, who's my test team driver, as well as Myrick Coyle, also my test team driver, and Leah Martin were there on the street party during the day. And so they kind of came up to me, and Myrick pulls me aside, and he goes, "Hey, man, we need to talk to you." I'm like, "Uh-oh." I'm like,
that doesn't sound good.
I'm like, what's going on? So they pull me aside, and Myrick goes, well, with me being a new board directors member on the Shootout, and Leah being executive director, and Bob being a Hall of Famer as well, we would just like to welcome you to the Hall of Fame. And I was just blown away. I mean, I still kind of get choked up.
Oh, yeah.
I got the news and kind of had to turn away and catch my breath, and yeah, it was something.
Shed a tear?
Off the record, yes.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so neat. One of those things you never really believe is going to happen to you, I think.
No, absolutely.
A lot of times.
Yeah, especially as media, our job is to cover the participants and the legends. To use one of your words, of the industry, the Randy Sisms, the John Coskers, the Dave Scotts, and it's always been an honor and a privilege to cover those guys in the magazine and make them look as good as possible.
Right.
And then for me to believe that I'm in the same conversation with them, unbelievable.
Kind of blows you away.
It totally blows me away.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It is so cool. It doesn't surprise some of us because we've watched you from afar. You know,
I appreciate
so
that.
that's cool. I get a kick out of your name. It's like whenever I hear somebody talk about you, or they're telling me something, Ray Lee, and I always thought your whole name was Ray Lee, right? Your first name was Ray Lee.
Right.
So what's his last name?
Right.
But it's Ray Lee.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get that a lot, and it's probably my own fault because whenever I introduce a video or an interview that I'm doing, I always say, "Hi, I'm Ray Lee with Speedboat Magazine," and I say it so fast without even thinking about it. It sounds like it's my name. So yes, but my first name is Ray, last name is Lee.
It flows together
It
so
does,
well.
yeah,
right?
absolutely,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a cool name right there. Do you ever get burned out on the speedboat industry? And I mean, you live and breathe it, right? You do a magazine, you come out. Is there ever times you just need to get away from it? You're tired of it?
No, but I got to say, like on this grind, because we've been on the road pretty consistently, like week after week. And so this is one of the last big events. Obviously, there's Key West in November, but once we're on a grind that's that heavy, get a little bit fatigued. But you know, especially being at an event like this, which I always call like it's like the Super Bowl of our industry.
Yeah.
Everybody's here. It's the big one. So it just kind of rejuvenates me. So so then I just power through and it's great.
Right. Give me another Red Bull or whatever the case might be, right? As far as Speedboat Magazine goes, you still publish a physical magazine.
Correct, yeah.
That's kind of going away in the industry where most people are just doing online stuff now, but you still like to put out a physical magazine.
We do, and we find that the people appreciate actually having something to have and hold and put on their coffee tables. Like I saw in your lobby, there's a few of them which I was honored by. Thank you very much. But yeah, but I liken it to the like the vinyl record. You know, people said that was going away, but now it's making a comeback. And our numbers, as far as subscriptions go, are probably stronger than ever.
Wow.
Yeah. So people really appreciate it, and especially because we produce so many issues in 1 year, be it 9 out of 12 months.
Yeah.
It's so then everything is somewhat current, right? So I mean, it can't be as current as social media, which we have. I'm proud to say that we have a very strong social media presence as well with our Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
So with that, we can do the spontaneous, spur of the moment stuff. But to have a wrap up of the previous month's events come to your mailbox.
Yeah, and you know, since you're one of the very few people doing it now, it almost makes it more special. It certainly makes it more special than it used to be because they're not all out there like they used to be.
Like back to your previous point, like Rolling Stone. I used to love the magazine Rolling Stone, but to see where it was, you know, the big format to where it is now is pretty sad. And so that's why I always make it a point to keep the quality of the magazine up, the print high, you know, and so it's you know, I'm proud of it.
And you've built a pretty powerful staff at Speedboat Magazine. It's not just Ray Lee.
No.
I mean, it's you built an incredible team around you.
Well, thank you very much. Well, the team comes from my predecessor, Chris Davidson. He was the publisher of Hot Boat Magazine, and then he started Performance Post Magazine, and that's how he brought me on board. And so we kind of have the team from there. And then I've just kind of brought on my own guys, and we've kind of built a super group, if you will.
Wow, yeah, and it shows.
Thank you.
How long have you been doing this?
So I first started as publisher in 2013.
Okay.
But I've been doing the magazine since about 2009, 2010, when Chris invited me onto the test team back at Performance Post Magazine, which was the first time I came to Lake of the Ozarks Shootout in 2011.
Wow.
Blew me
Those
away.
years fly by, don't they?
Yeah.
2011, so, you know, 15 years, just like that.
Blink of an eye, for sure.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so for folks that don't know how to get Speedboat Magazine, or they just want to learn more about it, how would they go about doing that?
Simple. Speedboat.com. We have a link there that you can sign up as a new subscriber, or even renew your subscription, or contact the offices. You know, it's in every masthead of each issue of the book, and we pass out so many complimentary copies. You know, we'll be distributing them here all week, and every event we go to. So there's no shortage of copies that are floating out there.
Right, and it's well worth it too. Ray, thank you.
Chris, thank you so much for having me.
Congratulations, Hall of Famer.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Thank you for joining us for the COMC Community Spotlight Show.